When a man says he is looking for a natural woman, a lot of times we're thinking about, of course, the physical, the lashes, the hair, the makeup, and the body, of course. And that's really what they're talking about. I had did a video maybe a couple of months ago about it, but I wanted to go a little bit more deeper into it. I just today finished doing a client's hair, and her husband came to pick her up. This was this morning. And he said, "Oh man, I love when you do her hair." And he was like, "That's extensions in there, right?" I said, "Yes." He said, "It looks so natural. And her hair just growing real nice." And I was like, "Well, you know what? Thank you for that." And I was like, "That's pretty." I looked at her and I was like, "That's really good that your husband knows that you're wearing extensions and he's fine with it." And he was like, "Oh, no, no, no." He said, "No, no, no, no." He said, I don't know about all men, but I'm gonna tell you about me when it comes to my wife. I love when my wife looks all glamorous and everything, but she still look like her. Like, you gotta wonder, is it extensions or does she just have long hair like that? So he said, "I don't know what you do, but you're doing it well." All right. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put some pictures up as well, because, and for those of you that get triggered really, really easy, and y'all hate y'all hate men, and some of you that went through bad divorces, been abused, whatever the case may be, this video may trigger you, because a lot of you come into the comments and you say some of the most negative things, and especially, Lord, don't talk about what a man want. Some of you guys are like, "We don't care what a man want." Well, some of us do, because some of us like men, and some of us actually want to have good, long-lasting relationships with our husbands, our significant others, right? And so it's nothing wrong with them having an opinion about the person that they love, or the person that they with, or the person that they desire. So we're going to go ahead and get into these reasons, these five. I think I have like five different steps on why, or what we actually think the definition is. And guys, I am definitely going to add the pictures in it to give you more of an idea, because me personally, I'm going to tell you my personal thoughts on when it comes to things like that, right? So the first thing is the makeup. When a lot of times when some men are saying they want it natural, most of the time, I'm gonna be honest, they don't know. Like, he didn't even know. He was like, "Is it extensions in the hair, or is my wife hair?" Most of the times they don't even know what you're wearing. They just know what it may look like, and if it looked fake or phony, right? So for makeup, for instance, it's okay that they notice that you're wearing makeup, but when you have it layered, like I have seen videos where you have even makeup artists, right, that are applying makeup on a client, and I'm like, well, my God, they got to use the primer, they got to use the primer, the concealer, the foundation, then they got to come with a highlight, then they got to, it's a lot that goes on when you're prepping hair. Now, me personally, I don't mind getting all that done if I'm on screen, if I'm performing, you know what I'm saying? Like, me doing the movie. But as far as every day, no. I can't do that. I'll put a little something on, make real simple, but make sure it's natural. I'll do that. But for the most part, that's just me. I like to keep it simple, right? And I think that's just what they're asking for, because they don't know if you're wearing lashes. They don't know that, you know what I mean, that you've I don't know, had some type of pump lips or whatever. I think they had this new thing where you can put it on and makes your lips more plumper. They don't know about those things. All they know is what it looks like to them. And so when they're saying that, they're saying like, "I don't like her with all this makeup on," when the lashes are ginormous, right? And you can see her before she come in. You see that clown makeup was all this, whatchamacallit. And you can have that. It's nothing wrong with it. But what they're saying is, like, for us to go to the grocery store, or for us to just hang out or go out to dinner, I would like to just be able to see your face, right? Keep it really simple and natural. So that's what they mean when they talk about makeup, okay? Now, the next thing y'all know is my favorite is hair, right? Hair is a big thing to me. And I'm going to be honest, I don't have a problem with that because when you're in relationships, right, people are going to have their preference. The thing is, and I want to say this because I had a woman a long time ago, I did a video on it, where the lady said that, oh, you're teaching them about the physical, the outer appearance, and not the inward. But when a man is looking at you or your significant other is looking at you, they're saying, I find her attractive. They're not saying, oh my gosh, she looks like she has a wonderful personality, right? They're going to look for those things afterward. But as far as your natural beauty, what they are attracted to, and it's many different varieties, right? Some are attracted to short hair. Some are attracted to long hair. Some like the bob, some like all these different things. But it is up to you to take care of yourself and have self-love in order for that man to be attracted to you, because that's really what it is. And we're going to go into that a little later on. But it's about how a woman takes care of herself. So when it comes to hair, for me, and I'm just going to speak on what I know as a cosmetologist, a lot of times, again, they don't know about your leave out on your wig. They just know that the wig look nice. They don't know about the afro. Now they have the afros that you can put on, right? They don't know about these things. What makes them realize it is when you go over the top. You need 8 bundles in your head if you're doing your sewing. You need the dramatic look. If you was short like me and then you go in and you do it all down here, apparently he's gonna know it's not your real hair. But that's not the real issue, because you can do that, right? The issue comes in is that when you're doing it, it looks fake, right? I've seen weaves, it looks fake. And the one thing that I don't know a lot of you are paying attention to, a lot of you are looking like you're twinning. Everybody is getting the same thing. I'm like, oh my God, everybody got the beautiful, glamorous curls and everything like that. But those things, the edges are designed like that. And it kind of puts you in this category, whether you realize it or not, but it looks fake. It's like you want us to know that it's fake, right? It does not look real. And I think that's where it becomes an issue. Now, not all men want you looking so natural that it looks real. Some men I see right here in Miami, they love it. They love a beautiful quick weave or a razor cut extensions. So I don't want you guys to think that, but I think when it is over the top, right? And y'all know what I mean when I say over the top. I'm going to tell you, for instance, this was way back. That's when they had the ponytails. I think I told the story before, but they came out with these ponytails. And I've never been a person that has been good with trends. But for some reason, I remember I was pledging a sorority in college, and I was like, everybody, we were doing the going over. We were all, we had made it. We were pledging. And all my friends were like, oh, we getting a ponytail. We getting a stack ponytail. You got to be from Miami. I don't know other places, but I know in Miami, that was the thing. And so one of the line sisters was like, oh, I do hair. I do it. I can do it for you. I slay it. Okay. Y'all, I get over there and this girl puts the ponytail on. She do all of this stuff or whatever. She put the ponytail on. Now, mind you, I've always had short hair. I don't know what made me change that up. But long story short, she put that thing on. That thing was so high that when my boyfriend at the time came to pick me up, I had to tilt my head over and get in the car like that and then slide it up and just sit like that. And he was talking to me and I was like, I couldn't even look over at him because it was just too much. So we get to his house and his dad is there and he says to me, where you going with that pile of S on your head? That's not natural. That's over dramatic. That's like I'm begging for attention. Our hairstyles are conversation. Our hairstyles say a lot about us. two things that my boyfriend at the time said. He's like, I kind of like you just with your short cut because I like that about you. I think it stands out. I think you found your look. Yeah, you're pretty. You can rock longer hair. You can do a style like this, but I don't like my woman looking like everybody else. Everybody online, it was about 6 of us, had the same hairstyle. And that's where I understood, like, oh, you're right. It's almost like I forgot my foundation. Now, growing up as a kid, I had my uncle who was a gay guy, right? And he was in the fashion world. He was designing a lot of big celebrities and things like that. And he would do these runway shows and he would look at the hair and he'd be like, darling, darling, you know. And one of the things I remember him saying is that, what is that? The young lady was asking for a particular hairstyle. Now, mind you, I was about 4 or 5 years old. And he said, no, we don't do trends. If it's a trend and that style fits you, then that's fine. But we don't do trends. We do classics. And I was like, I love that. I like that. From a kid, I knew then. So I kind of strayed away when I did that whole thing. So I'm saying this to you ladies as well. You don't want to look like everybody else. Like everybody with the mermaid curly lace front wigs, you don't want to look like that. It doesn't separate you, right? And not only that, it also, think about the fact of if you're trying to look natural, those looks do not look natural. We can look and say a lace front. You don't want that. You want to be able to wear a particular hairstyle, whether it's commercial hair or not. You want to be able to, for them to say, now that looks good, but they don't know whether or not it's a wig or a weave. That's the look that you need to be going for. And I see a lot of women do that. I do see them a lot to do that. So even in your silk presses, your leave out wigs, naturally means not too over the top. But the truth is, healthy hair, whether it's braided or pressed, they love that. As long as it's healthy, it's movable and things like that, that is great. When you get those hairstyles, those lace wigs, you can't move. And it's just, and after a few days, because they don't put all the spritz and everything in your hair, it looks fake. That's what they're talking about when they say they prefer you to be natural. All right. And he's the guy that I was telling you about earlier. He's not the first person, the man that has spoken to me about their wives. And they pretty much all say the same thing. I can't answer for everybody, but they pretty much say the same thing. Whether you want to be bald and do your shave with the blonde hair, as long as it looks good on you and you look natural and you're not doing too much, like you, sometimes it's like screaming for attention. Like Cardi B, her hairstyle, it calls for it because she's promoting her album. She's performing. So yes, she has the dramatic blonde hair, the eyes, the makeup is like, I'm a rock star. But if you're an everyday person going to work, you look crazy. And it looks like you're either trying to get attention or you just don't have your own identity and it doesn't look natural. All right. Okay, so we got that. That was the second thing, the makeup. That next is the body. So we have had on Beauty Pioneers. We have had where we talked about, it was Salon Talk at the time, Barbie versus natural, and we've had it where even in that, the men don't. A lot of times, you go to a good doctor, they don't know if you had some type of augmentation, breast done, or your BBL or your tummy tuck. Only way they know that is if, of course, you didn't get a good job done or if you do it over the top. So natural to them is, there are women that I have seen, I didn't even know that they had a BBL. And I'm like, oh, she had one? She looks great because that doctor fitted for her frame. And a lot of times we see, which I just saw this morning, I was like, Lord, help us. On TikTok, this lady had an abnormal, it was even the way it was shaped, it looked weird, and she had those peg legs. They don't like that. That doesn't look natural. So it's nothing wrong. I want people to understand it's nothing wrong with the things that we're doing. It is when it doesn't look natural. It makes people, it gives them a conversation about you. Now, if you're one of those people that you don't care what a man think or what people think about you, you're going to be you and you're original and you're authentic, do you, honey. but I'm just explaining this because I've seen it. So that is the second thing. They don't look cartoonish, don't look like a character. Be yourself, right? That's number 3, the body. Number 4, the self-love, the energy, the lifestyle. That is when someone sees you and they you know how they pull on you. I've seen people, I had a good friend that when he comes into the room, he lights up the room, right? It's his energy, it's his aura, right? So with a woman, you could have the most inexpensive outfit on. But if that energy is there, if that confidence is there, if they see you well put together, that's self-love, right? You're oozing from the inside out. And people and men are like, whoa, who's that girl? Who's that woman? I have seen women that were not the most prettiest women, but they can shut down a room when they walk in because of their confidence, the way they carry themselves, and the way they take care of themselves. And with that confidence, it is the energy, it's positive, it's light. It's so much of fullness and happiness when you see a woman loving on herself. She's not even waiting for a man to come and give her a compliment. And that's the mindset we have to have. Even though the topic is about what men like when it comes to natural, the mindset needs to be whether he wants me or not, I feel good about myself. I look good. I'm taking care of myself. I'm exercising. I'm getting my stuff together. My money's flowing right. That is your lifestyle and your energy. When people see you taking care of yourself, you ever heard that saying? People want to help people who help themselves. That's what that is. That's you helping yourselves. And then what happens, you start attracting the right good men, right? Not toxic men, because they're like, man, I got to be up on my game. This sister already got her stuff together. I know whether I do right or wrong, it's not going to stop her train. She's still going. Her happiness and everything is not based on my behavior. Her nothing about her is based on me. She puts herself first. And even if we get into a relationship, we still take care of ourselves, right? So that's a natural essence. That's a natural beauty. That energy and that confidence, along with everything else on the outside, just radiates the room, right? So that is something when men say they want her natural, right? And then last but not least, hold on. So here's the truth, plain and simple. Men don't like fake. They don't like things that look fake, and they don't like plastic. We as women have to challenge ourselves. If you are interested, right? If you're not interested, you're not into pleasing a man, and you're not, just do it for yourself. Let's take the man out of it, because this is what I tell my clients. That we have to, let me go ahead because I wrote down my notes. We have to stop chasing a man's definition of natural and chase healthy hair. Y'all know how I am. Chase healthy skin and be a confident woman. Use, of course, protective styling. Natural protects your crown. And that's the most important thing. So basically what I'm really saying is put yourself first. And however you take care of yourself, guess what's going to happen? You're going to attract that. Y'all know I always do these videos like this. But I had to talk about something that most women, and it's funny to me because most of us are like, I don't care about what a man, not most of us. A lot of us say, I don't care about what a man thinks. But then we're on all kind of dating apps. We are getting self-help books. We are, all these different things. And if you are one of those women that say, I don't really care about what a man thinks, I care about how I look and feel, then you have mastered the key. You mastered it, right? And so when you master yourself and don't care about who is attracted to you, but you find yourself, your true authentic self, you're going to glow so bright that the woman next to you that may have needed you to be in the state that you're in, glowing, that you're helping that sister out and another sister out and another sister out. Look healthy, look great, feel confident, and let it ooze out of you, your self-love. I pray that this video helps you. Now, if you're someone, I am now setting up different packages for coaching to help some of you ladies who may have hair loss, or maybe you are getting back, maybe you have went through something traumatic and now you're trying to get your hair back to a healthy state. You have questions, many things. So I'm going to try to I'm going to be putting together packages and to help you guys to get into your confidence, your natural beauty, and just excel in life and feel happy and be happy. All right. So I guess what? Y'all know what I'm going to say. I will see you next video. Bye.